like I am a person that thinks from the story. So the story is the most important. And if you know the story, you can make decisions. Okay, what kind of camera do you need for this project? And of course, like 9 out of 10 times it's going to be like a ARRI. It's going to be ARRI Alexa. It can be a mini or the new large format. I think that's something that you see a lot, and you can use it for a lot of different kind of projects. But it's always a question if it's the best camera for the project or not. So also, for example, for Iris, we had like the rule, okay, it's for Netflix, you need to shoot fully 4K. And at the moment, while we were starting to shoot, there was no Alexa a large format mini. There was only like the big one. And then we had a lot of discussions, we had a lot of tests, like, okay, are we going to shoot on the Sony Venice? Are we going to shoot on the Red Epic? Or are we going to shoot on the large format? And in the end, we choose for the large format ARRI. But like, to come back to the question, like, for me, I also really love to shoot on film. Like, I love to shoot on 60mm. Right. I love to shoot on 35mm. If I could choose, yes, I would always shoot on film, because for me, it's like, it's giving a really special touch to the image, and it gives you also the imperfections that I really love. And I think it's like look at Rembrandt or Van Gogh or any other painters. Sometimes there's like something wrong in the image, but that makes it like, for me, it makes it perfect, that it's imperfect. So maybe it's strange to tell, but like, of course, you have all the digital cameras and they become better, and 4K and 6K and 8K, and they go on and on and on. But for me, it's really like, it has to have a structure and you need to feel it. And it's something that you nowadays also can do more and more in grading. So you can arrange a lot of things. But for me, I love to shoot on film, because that gives you like so much extras that you could never think of. But I can also understand that if you shoot a really dark movie, only exterior nights, that it's not the best decision to shoot on film. Then you would easily choose, for example, okay, let's shoot on the Sony Venice, because the native ISO can be like 2500. So then you get way more back from the whole cityscape skyline than when you would shoot on 500 ISO.
Right. And how difficult is to convince a producer to shoot on film?
It's depending. I think it's also depending on your director, because your director also needs to love it and he needs to confirm it, because then you are with the two of them, and then you also have to make decisions, because most of the times you get a decision like, okay, it's possible to shoot on film, but you don't get Steadicam, you don't get this, you don't get that. So you have to make a decision for your story, how you're going to divide the money. And that kind of way, there are some producers that never worked with film, they are afraid of it. But there are also a lot of producers that really love it. But it's like, yeah, you have to discuss like with a lot of people to see what's the best. And I think when film is the best for the story, then everybody's going to agree and everybody's like going to accept it. And it's not even only movies, but it's also, for example, for commercials. Like, I think it's really cool to see the last 2-3 years that a lot of people are again started to shoot on film. And I think that's really amazing, that it's like an artist. Like, sometimes you want to do something with a marker, sometimes you want to do it with a pencil, sometimes you want to do it maybe with papers and scissors, and like you have so many different materials to create an image. And I think that's very important to keep it all there. Like, if nobody would shoot on film anymore, then of course they will not develop it anymore, and it will be dismissed, and it's going to be gone. And then it's really hard to find the people that can still develop it and can arrange it. So if it would stop now, it's not sure that it can come back in 5 years, because all the technicians, all the really old cultural people that know how to work with, they are like going to be gone. And so I think it's really important to keep everything inside, and to also like make the decision on the project, because I can also understand if you have different kind of movie with security cameras, like why not shoot on like the new GoPros and hang them in all the corners, for example?
Right.
Maybe that's the best decision. So, and that kind of fail. If you ask me a brand, then I would go for Ari, because it has like the Alexa Mini, but it also has the Ari 416 or the 435 Extreme. So yes, I think that's my main answer. And if you ask me for lenses, that's even harder to say, because it's like really
That was the next question, actually.
yeah, it's like really a question. Like I really love that you have a big palette of different lenses, and it can be anamorphic, it can be spherical, it can be really crispy and clean, but it also can be like really dodgy and dirty and with a lot of imperfections, or with great flares. And I think it's great to have like a really big arsenal of lenses and cameras that you can choose and you can pick, and you can decide which item is the best for your story and is going to translate the script the best into images.
So you don't stick to one lens in particular?
No, I don't think so, because for me it's really like I like to change, and I think, for example, you can say, for example, Carl Zeiss Super Speeds, they are great lenses because you can use them for a lot of different sceneries. But for example, I also really love like Kowa spherical lenses, because they have like a great golden image. They have great flares. But yeah, I also really like master primes, because you can go till 1.3 and you don't have any distortion, and you will put some filters in front to make it less digital, and it's still going to be a really nice image. So I really like to experiment with different lenses and different filters, and to create like the best image.